Hey, welcome back to Toy Foolery, and today we're taking a look at the Kamen Rider GOTCHARD. I know he's not Blade or Build, but he looks pretty cool. Let's check out Steam Hopper. I was super excited about GOTCHARD. The idea of alchemy mixed with kind of Yu-Gi-Oh type style thing was really exciting to me. I know they've done both of those themes before, but doing them together makes it really exciting. And I really do love this costume. It looks way more exciting than Blade and Ryuki, who were the previous, well, not Blade and Ryuki, Blade and Build, who were the previous card and Blade card and alchemy versions of Kamen Rider. So I'm super excited to have GOTCHARD, especially the Steam Hopper form. It looks really cool. Hopefully FIGUARTS actually makes his final form, which would be really dope too. But let's take a look at this thing and see if this box is better than your mom's.
This box better than the box he was held in.
So on the front, we get this cool, and that is actually a photo of GOTCHARD himself, not the figure, but still cool looking. On the side, we have probably a photo of the toy, but I can't tell because they have it in orange. On the back, we have Kamen Rider GOTCHARD, his Steam Hopper form, and some poses from the toy, which is really good looking. Another photo of the toy, and on the side. And this is not a bad looking box. A lot of the times with these boxes, they're trying to go as minimalistic as possible. So they kind of scale back on what they actually put on the box. And they just, as you can see, the box isn't even not that big, even though this is a full 6-inch figure toy. So not the greatest box from FIGUARTS, but definitely far from the worst. Let's see.
What's in the box?
So in the box, we get GOTCHARD. We get two kind of pointy hands. Oh, and I dropped it. And even with regular hands, I can't do this. Two regular hands. Cool. We get two gun holding hands. We get two fists. And we get his blaster. So that's really cool. And then we have GOTCHARD with his changer on his waist, and that's it. That's all we get in the box. And yes, this is kind of standard fare for SH FIGUARTS. I'm not sure what else you can get with it. I know that they'll probably release him again in 10 years with a billion other accessories, and then I'll be mad. He'll probably have a cool stand and stuff that goes along with it, but as it stands, this is decent. Not the greatest mix of accessories. Mills probably would have shot you because some of the other box sets that we get for, especially with Geats, was a little bit better than this. Anyway, let's check out the design. So as you can see, we have this shiny pressed metal on the front, and we get some really cool colors, especially in the centerpiece of his unit. Some really nice colors there. Look at his changer. His changer looks phenomenal. And I really do like this kind of chrome pressed plastic they have on the side of this toy. It gives it a really nice shiny look, especially something that you expect from GOTCHARD. It's not something that you see normally with many of the other Kamen Riders. Kind of a chromish look. But this is actually really good looking. The detail for his card holder on his arm, really good. It's just a really good looking figure. They did an excellent job nailing the design on this toy, even though outside of his armor pieces, it's just black plastic. It really does look good. It really does fit the aesthetic of the character. So that's really good. I like the design of the hanging scarf in the back that moves a little bit. So this is actually an excellent looking toy. I'm really stoked by how this came out. This is actually really good looking. Now the question is, how's the articulation, because I'm already seeing problems on how this thing's going to move. So let's see if this thing can squat.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...
So he can get his arm up fairly high because they did a really good job having the shoulder blade move out the way. So that's really good. Slide you back into place. So he can go full T-pose. Amazing. His hips aren't hindered, even though it kind of makes him look a little wonky because of the way his hips are attached to his body. So yes, he can sit, but him sitting is going to be a little awkward because of the way his hips are situated. And they made his knees a little weird. So he can sit, just weird because of the way his hips are situated. He has good articulation in the upper torso. He has a waist twist and some rocker in it. So he has some really good articulation there. Double jointed elbows. And slightly hindered by the scope of the plastic. So he can, even though he has it, is not getting the full bend without you probably having to twist it out the way. So that's not helpful. So yes, he can get into a decent pose, but he's not going to be able to squat just off of that alone. Does have an upper bicep cut, no thigh cut, double jointed knee. So he actually does have range. Can't quite kick his own butt, but really good range. Rocker in his foot, can pivot. Does he have toe articulation? Yes, he does. I love it. Oh, I didn't see that in design. That's super dope. Look at that. I rarely look at the bottom of action figures shoes, but zoom focus. That's super dope. So if you get him into his rider kick, which most people will have him in because that's what you do with common riders, do him rider kick, you can get some really cool shots with just his boots. I really like it. That's cool. And that's what you're going to go looking for, like 9 times out of 10, especially without other stuff to go with it. Bend his foot a little bit, and that's what you're looking for. You'll put the photo like that. That's super dope. And let's see how bad of a squat he'll do. He has the knees for it. He has the hips for it. His chest is in the right form for it. His arm articulation is a little wonky. So not the worst squat, but it could be better. Let's see how he gets down on his superhero pose. He has the hips for it. He has the waist for it. And pretty decent superhero landing. Not quite touching the ground, but decent. You're gonna have to, not gonna quite get the superhero landing, but close enough. Not close enough for police work, as my friend used to say. So that's fairly decent. Not the greatest, not the worst, but the only problem that you're gonna have with this toy when it comes to articulation is his neck. He has good upward motion, but he has no downward motion. The scarf completely prevents him from looking down. So his normal head, and this is down. Like, he has okay up, and once again, that is also hindered by the scarf, and you can't see it because of the scope. But the scarf stops his head from moving, so he can only get that far up. I'm pretty sure if we shave down the scarf a little bit, and it'll give him more room, but then of course he doesn't look like Gotchard. And money. So Gotchard is, I think right now on Big Bag Toy Store or many imported sites that are importing it, he's going for like 60, 70 bucks. Amazon, I think, has him for 60, 70 bucks. I got this guy for 30 bucks because I imported it from Mandarake. I suggest that anyone who's really into collecting figure arts and things of that nature, import it secondhand if you can, because our Japanese carbon parts in other countries actually do a really good job of keeping up with their toys, their action figures. They're not turning them in as and I don't even know how to say it. Like, they're not played with, they're actually collectibles. And because they're cheaper over there, they don't have to pay import taxes and all that other stuff that and freight that we're getting from Big Bag Toy Store or anyone else. They're way cheaper. So get that, get a whole bunch of other stuff, and yeah, get it super cheap. But you absolutely should get this if you're a fan of Kamen Rider, and if you're a fan of just superposable action figures. You might not be a fan of Kamen Rider, but this is a really good looking toy. So go out and get it. Like I said, go check out some of the import sites. Even if you go to like Hobby Link Japan, their prices are still better than what you'll get from Big Bag Toy Store. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'll catch you in the next vid. Peace.